I've decided to elaborate on a concept from my last vlog. And that vlog was about how to avoid victim mentality. And the part I want to unpack a little more is the notion that stories go from a not so happy beginning to a happier ending. And part of the problem that all human beings experience in storytelling, right down to kids, is happy endings aren't real. You can paint the picture, and we'd love to have that as our model, that everything's happy ever after, and that is not the way my life has gone. It's not the way your life has gone either. And I think there's an idea to straighten out, and then maybe a higher place to get to. The idea to straighten out is that stories are not about your whole life. The statement, "they lived happily ever after," is the problem. That's not how it works. Stories are really about a specific subset of an existence. With relation to this problem, they got to the happy ending. With relation to this challenge, they got to the happy ending. We get to the happy ending, but we get there on specific subsets of a many splendored life. There's so many facets to who we are that we're working different stories all the time. We're trying to get here, we're trying to get there, we're trying to get here, we're trying to get there. It's not like my life is resolved in any one story. So happy ever afters are for a subsection of your life. An easier way to think about in your actual life, maybe not your storytelling, but in your actual life, the story you're living. I mentioned in that last vlog, you have to incorporate the bad with the good. Rather than painting, I call it a dream picture, let's call it a happier ending that is all good. Be realistic. Be realistic and recognize that part of life is the struggle. When you take out the struggle, it becomes boring. Our struggle, our thriving requires the good and the bad. And we want to paint a happy ending picture that is realistic in our actual lives. So let's leave story, and I want to go to a different metaphor. I want to go to the metaphor of the candle. The candle is one of my favorite metaphors, one of the most common ones that I use, because a candle is an amazing symbol. It burns of itself. It uses what it is. It burns itself to create light for others. That is what it is. That is what it does. And when you look at a candle, there is one simple thing that determines, aside from functioning, is it lit? Is it burning its wick? Is it lighting the room? Aside from its function, there's one thing specifically that determines whether or not that candle has value. The one thing the candle needs is darkness. Darkness is what the candle illuminates. So to find purpose, you want to be a candle. You want to place yourself where there's an absence of the solution you bring. You want to solve a problem. You want to be a candle. You want to burn of yourself so that you can illuminate for someone else. And the only way you will be of value is if you can find the darkness that you illuminate. So the middle of your story is what you can bring as the hero to the story. How you burn of yourself to light the darkness for others. The happier ending that you're looking for is an ending that is both good and bad. It's more realistic. Happy endings aren't real, but good things do happen. And we need the darkness to have value. The candle is no fun on a bright sunny day. The candle loves the darkness. So that inherently incorporates the good and the bad, the light and the dark. It mixes together to be a duality in the happy ending. So what I want to resolve for you is that simple. Happy endings are only false if they're only one-sided, if they're only perfect. The true happy ending that continues to justify your existence is both good and bad.